Hi friends, welcome. I'm Buddy Wagner, your mental health professor. Today I want to share with you the 5 steps or 5 stages of anticipatory grief. These steps or stages were discussed in Elisabeth Kübler-Ross's book entitled On Death and Dying. And anticipatory grief is a kind of grief that a person experiences when they know they're going to lose something significant, maybe their own life, or maybe the life of a loved one, or maybe a job, or something else that's significant to them. They know they're going to lose it in the near future, but they haven't lost it yet. And so they're grieving what's going to happen in the next few months or perhaps a year. And so perhaps someone who has cancer, and they go for their checkup, and their doctor says to them, look, I'm sorry, we've done everything we can do. There's nothing else we can do. And you only have a matter of months to live. And when the person hears this, then he begins to grieve with this anticipatory grief. Or maybe someone who has a job and his boss comes to him and says, man, I'm sorry, but we're going to eliminate your position in 3 months. So at the end of this next 3 months, you won't have a job with us. And so that person begins to grieve the loss of his job. So what are these stages of anticipatory grief? Well, the first stage is denial. When the person first hears the news, he or she goes into a state of denial. They deny that it's true. The person who is told that he has terminal illness, he will begin to say, no, the doctor's wrong. They got my information mixed up with someone else's information. I'm not about to die. I'm healthy. I'm going to live for many, many years. Or perhaps a person who's about to lose his job, who's been told that his job will only last for 3 more months. He says, no, they're going to change their mind. I'm too good of an employee. They're not going to get rid of me. They'll find, either they'll not eliminate my position or they'll put me in another position, but I'm not going to lose my job. And so the person is in this state of denial. And this may last from a few minutes to a few days to even a few months. But the person is denying the reality of their situation. And then gradually they move from this stage of denial to a stage of anger. Once they realize that this is true, I am going to die, or this is true, I am going to lose my job, then they become angry. They may be angry at God. They may be angry at the doctor, the hospital. They may be angry at, if it's a job situation, they may be angry at their boss or their company. They may be angry at their spouse or their children or friends or the church. So they become angry and begin to lash out at individuals and at situations. And so they're angry because of the situation they're in. And then gradually this anger moves to a stage of bargaining. They begin to bargain. If the individual is dying of cancer, he might bargain with God and say, God, if you'll just let me live long enough to see my granddaughter graduate from college, I promise you I will be faithful to you to the very end. Or they might bargain with the doctor. Doctor, if you'll just keep me alive long enough for me to see my granddaughter graduate from college, then I will be so indebted to you and so grateful to you if you can do that. And they might bargain, if it's a job situation, they might bargain with their boss. Look, can you talk with the higher ups and just tell them what a good worker I am, and tell them that if they will keep me on, I'll work overtime. I'll do much more work and much better work than I've ever done before. Just let me stay on. And so they bargain. And then at some point, they realize that bargaining is not going to work. They're not going to be able to bargain their way out of this situation. And so then they move into a state of depression. They become depressed. They become sad. They may withdraw and into themselves and stop talking, stop communicating with those they love and those they care about. But they're depressed and feeling sad and feeling sluggish. They don't have any energy. They can't sleep. Going through depression. And this depression may last from several weeks to several months. And then eventually they move into a stage of acceptance. They accept their situation. They accept that it's true. They accept that they're going to die or that they're going to lose their job. And as they accept that, they are able to live again, to be okay again. And it doesn't mean that they want to die, or it doesn't mean they want to lose their job. It just means they accept the reality of the situation. So if you are grieving something that's going to happen in the future, or perhaps in the future you will find yourself in this situation, I hope that this video will be helpful for you. I'm Buddy Wagner, your mental health professor. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I wish you the best of mental health.